The U.S. Army is a proud sponsor of Radio 1 Houston's Keys to Excellence, celebrating Black-owned businesses during Black History Month. Did you know the second largest group of veteran-owned businesses are owned by African Americans? In addition to leadership and transferable skills, the U.S. Army teaches its soldiers everything they need to know to start a business, from leadership, risk management, adaptability, and teamwork. If you're looking for a fresh start for your future, visit GoArmy.com for more information.
What's up, Radio 1 Houston family? This is KG Smooth, welcoming you to Chevy's Keys to Excellence. And today we have a special treat presented by the U.S. Army. Today we have Miss Marsha Lynn Hudson to talk about how to turn lookers into bookers, the 4 steps buyer's journey. Ms. Hudson is a business specialist at the University of Houston, Texas Gulf Coast Small Business Development Center Network, and she provides one-on-one coaching and client assessments on branding and social media. An experienced branding strategist, she often hosts webinars on all things digital marketing to help business owners and entrepreneurs grow their brand online. So thank you to the SBDC network and the U.S. Army. And without further ado, Miss Marsha Lynn Hudson.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here today, and I want to thank all of you for inviting me out today to share this training with all of your awesome followers. I want to thank the Houston area Chevy dealers, the U.S. Army, 97.9 The Box, Majic 102, SBDC. I just want to thank all of you guys so much for having me. And I am excited. Keys to Excellence for Black History Month 2021. So I hope that all of you guys who are listening, watching in, you are ready to learn the 4-step marketing strategy for turning lookers into bookers or buyers. So grab a pen, get some paper, relax, and let's get started. So as normal, I do want to thank the Houston Center SBDC for having me and sponsoring me today, and so much that they have done for me as a business owner. And they can also do the same for you. They are a business advising and training center, the University of Texas Gulf Coast SBDC, and they are there to help you grow and build and brand your business also. So be sure and check them out at their website at the SBDC. Head over there after the webinar if you need help with building and branding and growing your business. So what do you really want for your business in 2021? So I ask people that all of the time because we all see success in a different manner. And you may see success differently from what I see for success. So when I ask this question to my clients, I get so many different answers. Some people say, I want to get more leads, and that's what success is for them. Others say, I want to be financially stable, or I want my business to thrive. You may be in a place where you're stuck in your business, or peace and a calm life may be what you see as success, or I want to take care of my family comfortably, or I've been wanting to write a book for a long time, or maybe you want to start a business or revamp a business or pivot, but we all want to be successful. And so in 2021, there are some things that we can actually do to be more successful. And when I ask this question, what do you want for your life for success? I want you to think about it as we go through the training and really think about it and write some things down. So I really like quotes and sayings. I put them all around my area, my office area, because I get to see them every day. As business owners and entrepreneurs, we want to make sure that we are filling our minds with the right things because we can actually train our minds for success. And so I like this saying by Jim Rohn: success is nothing more than just a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And I thought about that saying, and I work with so many clients, and sometimes they're like, well, Marsha, I'm so overwhelmed, or I don't know where to start, or I can't get started, or I'm just stuck. I have so many things. But I tell people, you don't have to be overwhelmed and you don't have to feel stuck if you just break things down into small, simple action steps on a daily basis. For instance, you may watch a webinar like this one and learn something, or you may watch a YouTube video or listen to a podcast or read a blog, something, even if it's just 20 minutes a day, something small to start getting you going and getting you moving in the right direction for your business. So no need to be overwhelmed, because it's just small, simple disciplines practice every day, and you will be on the road to success. So it really isn't about me, or you. It's always about our customers. And I tell people all of the time, our businesses are to help our customers grow their own businesses. So I put into one sentence a mission statement, and I would encourage you guys to put into one sentence a mission statement. Now, you heard from my introduction, I am a professor, I'm a teacher. So that's kind of the teacher in me. Well, I may give you a few little assignments, but think about just writing down one statement that tells your mission. And my statement is, I help business owners develop a strategy to build a successful brand online without all of the confusion and overwhelm. Because I was meeting so many people that were confused and overwhelmed with social media and building their business online. And I said, Marsha, you have to figure out a way to help your clients not be confused and not be overwhelmed. And this is how I came up with my one sentence mission statement. So I encourage you to write out a one sentence mission statement, because remember, it's not about me, Marsha Lynn Hudson, or it's not about you when it comes to business. It's about your customers. So a little bit about me. Yes, I am Marsha Lynn Hudson, and I am a social media and branding strategist, and I love it. I read and research and breathe and eat social media, and always I'm trying to learn how to be better for you, my followers, and my customers, clients. And I'm also a social media specialist for the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center here in Houston, and I've been with them since 2015. I'm also a professor of writing at Warren County Junior College. I am a professional photographer, and my husband and I own a photography and video company, and we specialize in headshots, branding, lifestyle, real estate. He is a drone wizard, and we love what we do. I also created a journal in 2020 during the pandemic called Train Your Mind for Success, because I was doing some research for about 5 or 6 months, and I realized we can actually train our minds for success. And when I was like, I want to be successful during this time and even beyond, I found out that there are a few strategies that we can use daily to train our minds for success. And so you can find that journal at my website. So I am a blogger, a podcaster, and a YouTuber. All of those things you can find on my website. Also, I love blogging. I love writing, podcasting, putting videos out there. I am a wife, and I really enjoy living this life. My website is marshalynhudson.com, and you can find so many free resources there later after the training. So, are you guys ready to know the secret to having a successful business during a pandemic and beyond? Well, I will tell you this. It doesn't take a lot, to know the secret. It doesn't take a lot to have a successful business. So I'm going to tell you the secret. I hope you have a pen. I hope you have a paper. Be sure and feel free to take screenshots with your phone. But let's find out the secret. Solutions, solving people's problems, giving solutions. That's the secret. And so I listened to the Shark Tank, and I listened to the Sharks, and one of them said, if you want to be, Damon John said it, by the way, if you want to be successful in your business, solve people's problems. And so that's the key. And we're going to be talking about that with your services or your products. Solve people's problems. Like for me, I'm a social media strategist. When people call me and they're like, Marsha, how do I get started with social media? I need to solve that problem. Or how do I put social media into my busy schedule? I need to solve that problem. Or what do I post? I need to solve that problem. So if you can give solutions and solve problems with your services and your products, you will be successful. So let's go into the 4-step buyer's journey, okay? Because there's a journey that we go through as buyers, and I'm sure it's the same for you. When we get ready to buy something, we don't just buy it right off. Maybe some, but not often. But we have to go through this journey before we become a customer. So I want to give you these 4 steps that I've been studying for, I guess, about 8 months, this buyer's journey, because I wanted to know how is it that I can help my clients get from when people meet them on social media to a place where people will call them and become a customer. So how do we turn prospects into customers? And there are 4 steps to this journey, and they actually work. So you can't skip any of the steps. So the first step is awareness. The second step is interest. Thirdly is decision. And the 4th step is our favorites, where they take action and become a customer. And I'm going to talk about these 4 steps in a little detail. Okay, so let's look at step 1. The first thing is we have to create awareness. We have to get found. We have to be discovered. People have to know about it. Do you know that there are over 3.7 billion people online? I know because I Googled it. And everybody's online all of the time, all over the world. So how will you get found? How will you get discovered? You have to create awareness. Now, I don't need 3.7 billion customers, okay? I couldn't handle them, but I need a few good customers every month. And that is attainable. So when you're thinking about, well, how do I create awareness? How do I be found? Well, here are 8 ways to create awareness for you and your business online. Now, you don't have to use all 8 of the ways, but you want to at least pick 1 or 2. So the first thing is your website. Your website is your most valuable marketing tool. It is the face of your business. It is your storefront. So not having a website is like saying, I'm not in business, so please don't buy anything from me. We don't want that, right? So sometimes my clients will say, well, Marsha, I want a website and I've been trying to get one for years. It shouldn't take years. You should have a website up in a few months. Or they may think, oh my gosh, it's so expensive. But not today, because you can get a website up and going in a few months and it doesn't have to break the bank. You can get a website with Wix or a WordPress site or GoDaddy, and it is not expensive. And it doesn't have to have all of the bells and whistles right off. Now, when you start making more money, you can add all of the bells and whistles, but just a simple, nice, clean website to let people know this is my business. These are my services. It may have a home page, an about page, a services page, a contact page. It may be a resources, a blog. That's all you need. Or maybe a few images, professional images in a gallery. But you want to have a website because Google will help you also. Because when you set up a website, Google will help people to find you. And then social media drives traffic to your website. So you definitely need a website. So secondly, another way to create awareness is social media. If you are a small business owner or entrepreneur, or you're thinking about a business, social media is not an option in 2021. It is just not. You have to be on social media. And people say, oh, Marsha, it is so much time, is so time consuming, and it is so much to do, and where do I start and what do I do? Well, it doesn't have to be that difficult, because I tell people you don't have to be on social media every day, and you don't have to be everywhere. You can create awareness 3 days a week on just 2 sites. You don't have to be on every site, but you just want to make sure you're showing up consistently on those two sites. So you may set up a Facebook business page or Instagram, and that's it, or Facebook and LinkedIn, and that's it, or Facebook and Twitter, or Facebook and Pinterest. You hear I keep saying Facebook because Facebook is just, you have to be on Facebook. And you may create two platforms and learn how to go all out on those two platforms and what to post, which we're going to talk about. So thirdly is email marketing. Email is your best friend. Unlike social media, you own your email. Social media can go down, and I found that out recently. Social media can ban you, but with email, you own your email through your service provider. And if you email people maybe twice a month, once a week is great, but if you're too busy for that, twice a month, you stay on top of mind when you email your clients, and you can let them know about your products and services through email marketing. So email marketing is your really good friend as a business owner. Next is podcasting. I really enjoy podcasting. It's becoming increasingly popular because people can listen to your podcast in the car, on their radio. I listen to podcasts when I'm on the treadmill because I'm learning, and people want knowledge. And podcasts are becoming just so popular, and you can get a podcast started a little of nothing. Sometimes people say, well, it's a lot to get that going. It's not. I mean, you can have a platform to host your podcast. There are platforms that are free. You can Google those. You need a mic like this one that I'm using. I got this mic from Amazon for like $45, a podcast mic, a computer, and your content, and that is it. And you can be on your way with podcasting, creating awareness. It can be like your own little radio show. You can introduce yourself, and then you can give your information, a call to action. My podcasts are usually about 15 minutes. So it's a great way to create awareness. Next is video marketing. And people are like, oh man, Marsha, I hate being in front of video. I'm definitely afraid of being in front of video. I get it, because when I first started really getting into video marketing, I was like, okay, Marsha, you're teaching it. You need to start doing it. And I made a video and I was like, oh no, delete. I made another video. I was like, oh, my hair is flying. Delete. I had all of these little things. Delete, delete, delete. And I made videos. I deleted it. And then one day I heard a social media speaker talking about it. And she goes, you really need to be doing video. Get over it. And I said, okay, Marsha, get over it. So I got over it, and I've made over 50 videos now. And it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be, a lot of equipment. Today, things are so much easier than when they were just some years ago. I mean, you can make short form videos with your phone. You can pick up your phone, hit the camera, sit in front of a light. I'm a photographer. You need light in your face, and make a 1 to 2 minute short form video where you just talk about your services or talk about how you can give value. Upload that video to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, any of them. And you are into video marketing. 1 to 2 minute short form videos 1 day a week. It really helps to create awareness. Blogging is great. And you may think, well, I'm not a writer. You don't need to be a writer to blog. You can add blogs to your website. You can blog once a week. But the good thing about it is Google loves blogs, and it will help push you out there. Now, low cost ads are great for 2021 because yes, we can post organically, and that's free posting. When we go to Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram and we post, that's free post, and we call that organic. Well, the algorithms are not letting as many of our followers see our post anymore. So you may think, I have 1,000 followers on Facebook and I posted that I was having an event, but only 10 people saw it, because that's what Facebook does. It doesn't let all of your followers see your post anymore. And that's all of the site. But with low cost ads, you create more visibility about your business. Now, when I say low cost ads, and I gave a webinar on this, and I'm giving another webinar on Facebook ads in April, and you can find out about that at my website. But let's say you have a $5 a day ad and you run the ad for 5 days. So now you're spent $25 on a low cost ad, and 800 people may see your product or service. So low cost ads are really good, and it's something to consider if you want to really create awareness more so than just the organic post. And lastly, going live. It's like what we're doing right now. And so, you don't have to go live for long. It can be 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It can be once a month or twice a month. Whereas you sit in front of your laptop or your computer, you hit Facebook Live and you go live, or you go live on Instagram or live on LinkedIn. But there's so many ways to create awareness. But the bottom line is you have to do it. You have to create awareness on a weekly basis, a consistent basis. So don't forget, you only need one or two of these. You don't have to do them all. So what is the key to creating awareness, Marsha? You talked about showing up, being consistent. That's how you create awareness. You have to be consistent, and you have to show up, and you have to give value. And you don't have to show up 5 days a week. I know you're busy, you have your lives, you have a lot going on. I've done the research. Now I post 5 to 6 days a week. I show up quite a bit, but that's my business as a social media strategist. But you can show up 2 to 3 times a week. I suggest 3 days a week. Showing up, you only have to take maybe 30 minutes a day to post to 2 sites, not even that long. And when you post, give value. And we're getting ready to talk about what is that, what is value. So that is how you create awareness in step 1. So how do you create value? So when you show up online and you're starting to create your awareness, people say, well, Marsha, how do I know I'm creating value? Or what is that? What do I do to create value? Because you don't want to just show up on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter and promote your business and services. You don't want to do that. Social media is social media. It's about storytelling. It's not sales media. So I came up with some questions to help my clients who was asking me, how do I create value? So this is how you know that you are creating value when you post, whether to Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or Twitter, wherever you post. This is how you know you are actually creating value. So you ask yourself these questions. Does this post solve a problem? So when you pull up your Facebook or you pull up your Instagram and you're getting ready to post, and every post should have 3 things in it. It should have an image or a video, valuable content, and hashtags. Now that's another scenario, but you can get hashtags information off my site for free. But every post should have an image or a video, good content, and hashtags. And each platform will tell you how many hashtags you should use. But you want to ask yourself, okay, does this post solve a problem? So if I posted to Facebook on 4 ways to build your business in 30 minutes a day, I'm solving a problem, because people are like, it takes so much time. But if it's 30 minutes a day, you should have that. So you can ask yourself, does this post end a pain point? So if your clients are just struggling with something and you put a video up, a 1 to 2 minute video or a post, and it ends their pain point, like people ask me, well, how do I create content? And then if I put a post on ways to create content, how easy it is, I have solved a pain point. That's how we know we're creating value. Thirdly, does this post educate? People want knowledge, and we need knowledge to grow and build and brand our businesses. So if I put a post on tips on my Instagram, or I made a post on a Q&A on my social site, or I put a post that gave some advice, I am educating. This type of post creates value. Does this post motivate or inspire? So all of our posts do not have to be about business and things like that. They can be something light, because people have a hard time. They struggle, and we need motivation. I know I do. We need inspiration. So sometimes I will post a motivational saying on a Monday, and I call it Motivational Monday. And I may find a quote. I have many books with quotes that I found from, different famous people like Jim Rohn or Oprah Winfrey, and just things like that. And I may post a motivational saying on a Monday, and it lightens people's day. And I may post something that says, it's Monday, business owners, let's do this thing, and just motivating people. And sometimes an inspirational quote, you may put something inspirational on your social media. This is saying that you are creating value. You're giving people something that's helping them. Now, you want to also show people when you post the human side of your business. So you are the face of your business, and people do business with humans, okay? And you want to let people see the human side. So people who follow me know a few things about me. They know I really enjoy nature and I love walking. I may be out walking, take a picture and post about it. They know I really like having my pre-planning day at a coffee house here in Houston. I may have my books, my coffee mug, my water bottle, and take a picture and show this is the human side of me. Sometimes on a Friday, I may pick up my phone and say, I am taking a break from social media. I'm spending a Marsha day. I am letting people get to know the human side of me. People do business with people. And so your post creates value when you're letting people know, hey, I had the same kind of struggles. I had the same things going on in my life as you do. And so overall, you know that you're giving value when your post makes someone's life easier, better, or happier. So, which leads us to step 2. So that's how we create awareness in step 1, and we move forward through this customer journey. So step 2 is interest. So we have to keep people's interest, right? Because if we're not interested, then people will leave us or they won't think about it. So how do we create interest in this journey? Because we're trying to get people to step 4, which is to take action and become a client. Well, people resonate with content and they can relate to you through your content. So you want to put interesting content. And I'm going to show you in a few minutes where to get content from 5 pillars that I use for content. But that's why we don't want to just post about our services or post about our products or asking people to buy this or buy that, because that's not too interesting to people when they think, oh, they just want me to buy something. So you have to make sure that your content is interesting. Secondly, that people's lives need to be better because of your content, whether it's something motivational, you made me feel good today, or something inspirational, you gave me a pep talk today, or some tips that I can use for my business. So people's lives need to be better, made better. That creates interest. And thirdly, they need to gain knowledge or inspiration from your content. This is how you're going to keep followers, and this is how you're going to build followers, through creating this interest. So, what are the 5 pillars of content that create interest? And feel free to take a screenshot with your phone. Well, I use these 5 pillars every day when I post. I pick something from one of these pillars because I post 5 to 6 days a week everywhere. Now, I told you to only pick 2 places, but I post everywhere, and I have a podcast and a YouTube and a blog. So I can't keep thinking of what to post. So these are the 5 pillars that I came up with. Well, I didn't create them, but I did some research and found them, and you can just use these. So the first pillar is the about or lifestyle pillar. So you can decide, okay, I'm going to post on Tuesdays from my about pillar, and you can talk about your why you started your business in your post. It doesn't have to be long. Or you can talk about your business, or why you love it, why you're passionate about it. Or you can talk about what gets you up to start your business, or even your struggles with your business, because we do have that. So your post can come from the about pillar. Now, another day, you may do a post from the second pillar, which is the motivation and inspiration. You may put a motivational quote up. You may do Wednesdays or Mondays, or put an inspirational saying that you found in a book or on Google, and you post that from that pillar. Thirdly, you can do a behind the scenes or storytelling. People love storytelling. I mean, it's like with the TVs and the movies, we love storytelling, and it's the same in social media. So you can do a behind the scenes post. I did a behind the scenes post because I make video now, and I just set up my camera on my tripod and took a picture of how I do it behind the scenes. You know, I'm a photographer, and I shoot headshots, and I shoot weddings and families, and we do real estate. And I may shoot or take a picture of us working behind the scenes as we're getting ready to shoot a home. And so those are behind the scenes posts posted on social media and talk about it. Now, the fourth pillar is education, and people really like this pillar when I post. I post quite a bit to Instagram, which is Marsha Lynn Hudson Media on Instagram. But I post from the education pillar quite a bit because I found that my followers really like my tips on social media or Instagram or reels or stories. And I might post some tips or advice or Q&A, but I do quite a bit of education posts from this pillar on my social sites. Now, the fifth pillar is one we need to use because we are in business and we do need to make money, is where you can showcase your products and services. Now, I may showcase my products and services every few weeks. I have a lot of products and services, and I had somebody to say, "Oh, you have products and services?" That's because I don't post about it a lot. I have courses, I have a journal, I have planners, I have an academy, I have a lot of products and services. I'm a consultant, but I don't just post from Pillar 5. Now, I do assessments for people in their social media platforms. And sometimes I'll go and do an assessment with a client via Zoom. And I'm like, okay, you're only posting from Pillar 5. Okay, you're only putting your products, your services, and promoting. We need to post from some of the other pillars. That creates interest. You cannot just post from Pillar 5. Another reason why you cannot just post from Pillar 5 and put your products and services, the algorithms won't give you visibility. The machines, which are algorithms, won't let more people see your posts. So you have to create interest through these 5 pillars. So I put a little example of each pillar, and you can take a screenshot, of what you could do from each pillar. I do have some more resources on my website at marshalynnhudson.com for free that gives you more examples for content for posting. But you can see here from the why category, you can tell why you started your business and do a post. Motivation, share quote. Behind the scenes, you can post about your morning routine. I've posted about my morning routine before I get up. I have my quiet time, my meditation time. I go walking. I love my morning routine. You can post about your morning routine. The education, you can put tips from your industry or trends from your industry, or answer a question that your clients ask you all the time. And then, of course, yes, you can promote your services, promote a product or a service, maybe on a Friday or whatever. But you don't want to just post from Pillar 5. You want to make your platforms look like storytelling platforms, because in actuality, you really are selling. You're just not doing a hard sell. So, what do we do as we move to step 3? So, now we're getting close to where we want our people to be, which is step 4. We're almost there. So in step 3, now your prospects are making decisions. So they're really thinking about you now. You created awareness in step 1. You've created interest with your content in step 2. Now they're making decisions. This is the journey that we take to get to the buyer's point, or get to the place where we want to buy or purchase from you. And we can't skip a step. So prospects are making decisions now. So what happens then? Now social media will drive people to your website. That's why I talked about in the beginning, you need a website. You don't have to have all of the bells and whistles yet. If you do, that's wonderful. But you can get a nice, simple 5-page website going. So people will visit your website and see your about and your services and learn more about what you offer, because social media drives people to your website. Everything's not on your social media, but everything's on your website. And then prospects are wanting to know more about your services. So they go to your website page and they're like, oh, she offers these services. Oh, he offers this. And so they're learning more and they're making decisions. And that's how we make decisions before we buy as people. And I know as women, as for me, I may have to look at something 10 to 15 times before I buy it. And good thing that the people showed up. They were, creating awareness. I was interested because eventually I may buy it. And then people start telling their friends about you. And that's really great. I have a book by Pat Flynn, and it's called Super Fans. And it is a great book. And I'm sure you could get it off of Google. I don't get a royalty for mentioning this book, but I do think us as business owners, if we want help, we go to where the people who've gone before us are. So in Pat Flynn's book, Super Fans, he talks about how you don't need 10,000 followers, especially if they just ignore you. It's like, oh, I got 10,000 followers, but they all ignore you. You only need a good handful of super fans. It may just be 1,000 good super fans, and they start telling their friends about you. And so in his book, it's great where it talks about how to get people to start telling their friends about you. Now people are emailing you at your website. They see your email on your contact page, asking questions maybe. They're still not at step 4 yet, but they're making decisions. And so they may email you for inquiries, and then they realize, oh, okay, I need what you offer. So this is what's happening in the step 3 decision phase. So what causes people to make decisions once they decide, okay, I'm ready to move forward? Number 1, they have to know you. We talked about creating awareness, letting people see the human side of you. Secondly, they have to like you. People do business with people they like, and I'm sure you do too. And thirdly, they have to trust you. And the way that they trust you is you're consistent showing up. It's hard to trust someone who's inconsistent. They show up 1 week, they don't show up for 2 weeks. You have good content, they don't see you for 3 weeks. So now the algorithms won't work with you. Then people just like, well, I don't know if they're even going to show up or what they're doing. So I'm sure you've heard of the know, like, and trust factor. People make decisions based on what they know, if they like you, and if they trust you. Then they decide they want what you offer. So, which leads us to our last and the step that we all like, right? Step 4, the action step. And I will tell you this, in my research and in my own business over the last year, I can't skip the steps, even if I don't feel like it. Sometimes I don't feel like posting, but I know I have to. Sometimes I don't feel like making a video, but I have to. I wouldn't be where I am today if I skipped the steps. And so going through the steps, we get to step 4 is where now someone decides, I want to be a customer. So your prospects who've found you, discovered you, who followed you, become customers. They give you their email, which we talked about. Email is your friend. And then you can email people. They purchase from you and they have a great experience. And so now they become these raving fans and start telling others about you. It's another book that I have by Donald Miller, and it's called Building a Story Brand. Once again, I don't get royalties from this, but it's a great book by Donald Miller. And in Building a Story Brand, he talks about how you can get prospects to turn into customers through your storytelling on your online platform. And it's great, and how eventually you make them the hero in your story and they become raving fans. So how do we get people who decide to become a customer and buy one time? How do we get them to become loyal customers and purchase again? So turning one-time buyers into loyal customers. And so I'll use myself as an example. I really like Amazon. I think I get something every day from Amazon. But let's say I went to Amazon, I purchased something one time that had to start one day, and ever since then, now I'm a loyal customer. Well, how did that happen? You see, so they have good customer service. They're always showing up online. I mean, they have good return policy. It's just wonderful. And so you become more than just a one-time buyer and a one-time customer. So we want these customers to become loyal customers. So you have to nurture them. And when you nurture your customers, you build a relationship with them through maybe liking on their own platforms or commenting or DM, direct messaging them in LinkedIn or whatever. You can't just post. You have to connect, nurture, build relationships. It's like with anything. We make friends with women or men, but we had to build a relationship to become that. So it's the same with turning prospects into customers. You have to stay on top of mind. And the way you stay on top of mind is you message them, you check on them, you email them. And email works so well. And I say it's your best friend for keeping loyal customers because it really is. So think about it. And I check my emails every day, and I tell some of my clients who say, I never check my email. Well, if I can tell you one thing as a business owner is get in the habit of checking your email. It's very important. And so we stay on top of mind. If I'm thinking about, okay, what am I going to eat for lunch today? Or what am I going to eat for dinner? And then all of a sudden, an email pops up on my phone from a restaurant. I'm thinking, I didn't even think about them. Let me go there and get my lunch. It really works. Or if I'm just going along and I get an email from one of my favorite stores or, that I frequent, and all of a sudden I get this email and it comes in, it's like, oh, we have 20% off. I'm like, wow, let me go there to get my 20% off. It works. And so I tell people email marketing is your friend, and you don't have to do it every week. You don't have to be a writer. It should take only 30 minutes to develop an email through an email provider like Constant Contact or MailChimp or ConvertKit. But an email, and I have a lot of resources on my website too for email, and I'm giving a webinar on email marketing. I think next month. You can find that out at my website also. But I tell people it's a 3-part email, and don't give hard sales in an email. Always give value. And we talked about that earlier. Always give value. So at the beginning of my email, I may start my email off with a little storytelling sentence, like in Donald Miller's book, Building a Story Brand. And you want that first sentence or two, you want it to be a sentence that connects with the people who are reading. So my sentence may say, wow, it's been a hard week, or wow, it's been a hard winter, or I've been struggling trying to do this. Can you agree with me? And so people who are reading it may connect. It's like, wow, it's been like that for me too. So you start your email off with a storytelling sentence or two. Then secondly, in the middle of your email, you give some value. I might give some tips on how to get unstuck with your business or how to stay motivated in the middle of my email. And then at the end, you give a call to action. Email is one you can send people, say, hey, be sure and follow me on Instagram. Or you can say, be sure and listen to my podcast or follow my video. So you can send people in your call to action, or be sure and check out my website. I have a free course there. In your email, no hard selling, but you really are selling. You're just not doing any hard selling. So this is how you turn one-time buyers into loyal customers. Yes. So we're getting to the end. What do I do? So I would encourage you to write that down. What is it that you do? Because you want to get a firm grip on what it is that you do. I don't know if you remember when we used to go to networking functions before we got on the lockdown, and we would go out. I would go to like 2 or 3 networking functions a week. And, we would meet other business owners, and it was nice. And people would go and they would be at different places, and they'd come up and say, well, what do you do? Right? So I thought about that. And instead of saying, oh, I'm a social media strategist or I'm a photographer, you want to write down what it is that you do to help your ideal client. That's what you do. So it's not just your title. It's the things that you do. For instance, if you're on here and you're a real estate professional, you don't have to say, well, I'm a realtor. I am the person who's going to help you find the home of your dreams. You see? So you want to come up with what it is that you do in ways that will help people. So for me, I'm not just a photographer and I'm going to take your shots and make your headshots look good, which I will, or social media strategist. I solve problems. I solve problems. I develop strategies to help business owners build a brand online. So we put strategies. I offer solutions and I answer questions. And people say, well, Marsha, what's the best way to get started with social media? I answer those questions. I help entrepreneurs with transformation. Some people come to me and they say, I'm just so stuck. My business was a business where people would come and meet. Well, I help you pivot that, because almost any business or a section of your business, or you could create a service from your business to pivot online. So I help entrepreneurs with transformation. I help take the confusion and overwhelm out of online marketing, because my client, and you need to know who's your ideal client. My ideal client is normally a woman over 35, and it can be even into the 60s or 70s, which is wonderful. And they don't want to be confused or overwhelmed with online marketing. So I have to take the confusion out. That's why I said you don't need to be on every site and you don't need to be on it every day. Pick 1 to 2 sites 3 days a week and let's move forward. I develop action plans to navigate this digital arena, whether it's with podcasting or blogging or video marketing. Action plans. Let's get a plan together that works for your busy schedule. Yes, I am a social media and a branding strategist, but I want you to think about what it is that you do. What do? You want to clarify your message through these other things like I have here before getting to the point that I'm a social media and branding strategist. Don't forget, it really isn't about me, because people they contact me and say, okay, Marsha, how can you help me build my business? How can you help me make money? So it really isn't about me. It's always about your customers. So I really like sayings, and I have them all around me and I can see them every day. I encourage you to find a few, put it on Post-it note, put it around you so you can see it every day. Put your affirmations up, because you are awesome. Put that up. Put great things about yourself up. But today is your opportunity to build the tomorrow you want. Even with me, sometimes I'm like, every year I make my goals. These are some things I want to do. Then you look up and it's a year you hadn't done them, or 2 or 3 years. Well, I always say today is the time to start. If you've been thinking about something for 2 years or 3 years, I meet so many people. I want to write a book, and it's a book inside of them. It shouldn't take 2, 3, 4 years to write a book. Or if you want to start a side business, maybe you're working, you're on a side hustle. It shouldn't take that. Small action steps daily will get you to where you want to be. So when I say today is the opportunity to build, you may take one thing from this training today, or 2 things from this training. I hope you take something from this training and say, you know what? I'm going to get started with this. And you may do it for the upcoming month and work on it 1 week and work on it the second week. And before you know it, it's 3 months, it's 6 months. You're actually doing something that you love or you've been wanting to do forever. So when tomorrow comes, which is the next year or the following year, you will see yourself on the road to doing something that you love. You've always wanted to do it. Now you're getting going and you are on this road to success. So today is the opportunity. And I challenge you to pick something that you learned from this training today and think about getting started with it. Yay. So we're making it to the end. We're almost at Q&A. I hope you have your questions written down for me. And to connect with me, I give so many tips and tools and strategies and resources and a lot of free stuff away on my sites. And you can take a screenshot if you like, but that's how you connect with me. I am so glad that you joined me today. I do have a free strategy workbook that I uploaded to my site for you. I think it's about 30 pages, and you can find that free strategy plan on my website at marshallanhudson.com if you're thinking about, I need to get busy. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. And don't forget, you can always schedule an appointment with me, a Zoom meeting with me, a virtual one-on-one training with anything dealing with online marketing with me through the UHSBDC. And you want to make sure that you head over to their site. So how do you schedule an appointment with me? So you can schedule a no-cost virtual meeting with the SBDC. They are wonderful there. They help you with your business. They can help you with website. They can help you, get a specialist to help you get going. And after the meeting, you get an advisor, and an advisor can help you schedule a meeting with me. So you have to go to their site. You can contact them today after this meeting, and you can get going with building and branding your business and getting ready for those 4 steps. Only 4 steps for turning lookers into bookers. Thank you so much. And so we're going to be ready for some Q&A. So I hope you stick around. So here's a question, Jonathan. Yay, I like that picture. What if my business does not solve a problem, is more of fun, novelty products? Well, your business still solves a problem, because if I want something fun, or I want a novelty product, or I'm having an event and I'm like, I really need some fun novelty product. Well, if I find your business and I'm able to get them there, you've actually solved the problem, because my problem was I needed some fun novelty products and I didn't know where to get them. Every business solves a problem. So your product solves the problem for when I need fun novelty products, whether it's for an event or whether I just want to have something fun at my house. Your business solves a problem. That's a great question. Every business solves a problem, but you got to find out, who is my ideal client, Jonathan? So who is your ideal client? Who purchases from you? Who has purchased from you in the past? Who loves your product? That's your ideal client. Then once you find out your ideal client, or you nail down your ideal client, you need to figure out what social platforms are they on, because everybody's on some social platform. Maybe they're on Instagram, or maybe they're on Facebook. And then you need to start showing up on that platform, which I think Instagram would be wonderful for you, because it's a fun place, and you want to showcase your products and do fun stuff and let people, and then people are like, wow, we're having a party. Let's contact them. We want some fun novelty products. Because normally when I want some fun novelty product, I just go to one of the little party stores here. So you do solve a problem when you figure out who your client is, figure out where they hang out, figure out what kind of content to put online to make them interested, and then they will become clients when they need your product. All right, Brandon, have you noticed businesses attempting to be too human in their attempts to engage clients, or fail to live up to the expectations of their client? And I'm online quite a bit. I really haven't noticed. The people that I follow mainly are professionals, or they're social media people, photography people, but I haven't really noticed that, because social media is about storytelling. So we want them to be human. Now, I wouldn't post about, oh, I'm getting ready to take a shower or whatever. But I do post human things, like when it was the holiday, what kind of movies I like to watch. I post how I like going walking. I post where I go to get away to study at coffee houses. But I don't get just way into the human aspect. This is a great question. But you want to let people know your passions. Maybe you like cars, let them know. Or maybe you like, hanging out, you like video games, let them know. People do business with humans. People do business with people. When people hire me, it's mainly because they were like, oh my gosh, saw you. I really like working with you. That's why they do business. It's lots of social media people. There's lots of photographers. But when people call me, they're like, oh, we had so much fun. Because that's why I haven't noticed it. The social media sites will block them or take them down. So I haven't seen anybody fail to live up to my expectations. But don't forget, some people haven't learned how to really use social media yet, and that's okay, because social media is about storytelling. And oftentimes when I meet people, they think that social media was about posting about their products and selling their products, and that's okay that they thought that. It was like that at one while, but now it's about storytelling. And I will suggest the books. Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. He has built a huge empire on storytelling on his social sites, Being Human. Thanks, Brandon. Oh my God, there's my friend Michelle Riley. What if your business is in a saturated market? Well, I'm in a saturated market with social media and photography. Everybody's a photographer. My thing is, and I'm sure you're probably in the party planning or catering business or real estate business, and those businesses are saturated. I like to say, like Pat Flynn says in his book, in Superfans, we don't need to reach a whole lot of people. We're in a saturated market. You just need a few good fans. So even in my market as a photographer, I may get so many clients a month, but the way I get my clients in with social media is through the 4 steps. I'm always showing up on social media. I'm always trying to either give a Zoom meeting. That's a great way to stand out in a saturated market. Give a Zoom meeting. You just need a few good clients every month, and you can let your people know through email, hey, I'm giving a Zoom Q&A about my business on a Saturday at 12. That's a great way to stand out in the saturated market. Another way is video. Oh my God, because everybody's not doing it because they don't want to be in front of the camera. But just think, if you go on your social sites and you give a video, something that's pertaining to your business or how you can help clients with your service, that's a great way to stand out in the saturated market. And then once you start getting emails from people, oh my God, now these people have given you their emails. And so let's say you got 25 good emails or 100 good emails or 200. Now you have a good market of people who like to hear from you, want to hear from you, and now you're staying on top of mind. So I'm in a saturated market. You're in a saturated market, Michelle, but we can stand out with just doing a few things like a Zoom meeting every now and then, a Q&A, a video with our phone every now and then, sending emails, and just staying in contact, doing a webinar like this, free webinar, staying in contact with the few super fans that we have, because we don't have to have 10,000 fans, 10,000 followers who ignore us. We just need a few good ones who follow us every month. Thank you, Michelle. 97 in box. Okay, audience question. You listed a bunch of different ways to build awareness. Do you see a growing trend with one in particular for 2021? Oh my gosh, you guys all have such good questions. Yes, I do. And it starts with V. It's video. Okay. That is a growing trend in 2021. The video is huge. And why? And stories. I'm going to talk about stories. Okay. Video is so huge for creating awareness. All of the platforms have it now. I mean, you can do video for every one of them pretty much. And then stories is huge. It's a huge trend. Even Pinterest has stories now. LinkedIn has stories. Facebook has stories. Instagram. Stories is a huge trend. So you might say, well, what stories? Let's take Instagram for instance. When you go to your Instagram page, there are features now that Instagram will have, and you want to use their features. They have the stories features, the reels features, IGTV. So a story is you can take a picture or you can do a video and you can add it to your stories, and it stays for 24 hours and then it goes away. Of course, you can save them too, but people like them and they'll bypass your feed and go to your stories. And you can put polls in your stories, questions in your stories, just everything. So I challenge you to maybe watch a YouTube video on stories for Instagram or how to get started with stories, because that is a huge trend in 2021. So those two in particular, video marketing, it could be short form video with your phone, and stories, huge trend. And I guess if I had to say a third one, a third trend, it is getting to be podcasts. It's a great question. All right, Maddie. Yay. What about TikTok? Oh my gosh. Is it good for business? Just fun thing. Well, I will tell you this. I don't do TikTok. I haven't done any research on TikTok, so I don't know anything about TikTok. But I do like Instagram, and Instagram Reels is kind of like, from what I hear, is like TikTok. But I do have friends who use TikTok for business. I do know social media people and other people who use TikTok for business, and then I have seen people that do it for fun thing. So just from what I know, because I don't like to give information on things I hadn't researched and read about, but just from what I know, yes, some people use TikTok for business. I do not. I just don't feel like adding anything else. I use Reels. Good question. So I guess I don't see any more questions. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I was so happy to be presenting for Black History Month, Keys of Excellence, thanking Chevrolet, thanking U.S. Army, SBDC, 97.9 The Box, Majic 102. Just so excited for this Keys of Excellence, this Black History Month. And I hope that you guys will contact the UHSBDC. You can, thank you, Michelle. You can go to their website and schedule a one-on-one with me, a Zoom one-on-one with me. I can assess your social media sites, help you with content, all of those things, because my business is not about me. It's about you. It's about helping you grow your business. Thank you, Maddie. She's like, thank you. I'm so glad I found you. See what happens when you show up. And I want to thank you guys for tuning. Thank you for spending your time with me, because I know it's valuable and I know you're busy. And I hope that you guys have a great day and that you have a great 2021, and that I want you to join me in saying yes to success. So I'm Marsha Lynn Hudson. Be sure and visit my website for so many free resources at marshalynhudson.com. And until next time, don't forget, guys, you are awesome.